He's an amazing software developer who started his journey in 2017. He became a full developer in 2019. Oh. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can continue.
I'm so sorry about that. I think I got logged out. So I was introducing our first speaker, Mr. Kazim Kodiri. I said he's an amazing software developer that started his journey in 2017 and became a full software developer in 2019. He has worked on several projects and with many admirable companies. Currently, he's a software developer at Simplex. Mr. Kodiri, we are excited to have you with us. You have our attention.
Yeah, thank you very much for the introduction. So please can you hear me before I move on?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes.
Let's say this. I'll come up. I think we can move on now. So yeah, my name is Kazim Kodri. I am a software developer. I am doing this for roughly over 4 years. I got into I think I first started from different parts, which I was HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Yeah, I started working on .NET framework. And recently I picked up Angular and React. So far it has been a fun journey. Share a little bit of that journey with us.
Excuse me, please, Mr. Kodiri.
Yes.
Can you all hear him? Please, I'd like to get your
No, it's
feedback.
not.
Can
It's
you
not
hear
so
him?
clear. No, it's not so
It's
clear.
breaking.
Yeah,
All right.
it's breaking.
Mr. Kodiri, your network is breaking.
Let me see if I can switch my.
All right. Please, let's be patient as he fixes his internet. So,
Please tell me if you can hear me now. I just made it.
Still breaking.
Please, let's all be patient. We're going to get through this together as Mr. Kodiri fixes his network. Welcome back.
So okay, hello.
Okay, so
Yeah, we can see.
Mr. Kodiri, are you ready now, sir? Can you hear me?
Okay.
Sorry? Okay, your network is still breaking very much. It's still breaking. So can we have the second speaker for now while you fix your network? Hello, am I still audible?
He has introduced the second speaker.
Yes.
All right. So we're going to have the second speaker while we await Mr. Kazim Kodri to adjust his network. So the second speaker for this event is Mr. Benjamin Ahunanya. He's an amazing web developer. He has 3 years of experience in both front-end and back-end web development. Mr. Benjamin works very efficiently with React, Node.js, database management, and that's just a few to mention. Currently, he's working with Bincom Dev solution as a web developer. Mr. Benjamin, we're excited to have you. Please, you have our attention. Hello, Mr. Benjamin.
Sorry, I was speaking while I was muted. Sorry about that. Thank you very
All
much
right.
for that explicit introduction. Basically, you said everything. So we're all here because we want to talk about Angular and Angular everything cross components. Basically, I'm going to share my screen now.
Sorry, Mr. Benjamin, can you be a bit more audible?
Okay. Yeah, can you hear me now? Louder?
A bit more, if possible.
Okay. Can you see my screen right now? Can you?
Yes, we can see your screen, sir.
All right, thank you. So what I have here is everything cross component as we're going to go through. I have the outlines we're going to take a look at. We're going to talk about code reuse. We're going to talk about types of reuse. And we're also going to talk about the types of reusable codes in Angular, because basically that's why we're here. And then we'll talk about differences between components and services. Then we'll talk about services in full, why we need services, and best practices that we can put in place for services. Here I go. What basically is code reuse? Code reuse is the use of existing code, no matter where it is, like the code that you've written before, and then you're able to use it in a new project somewhere. That's basically what it is. Without all of the grammars or architecture, no matter the language that we're dealing with, using code is all about being able to use it over and over again. That's simply what code reuse is. And if we talk about types of reuse, we have internal reuse and we also have the external reuse. When we speak of internal reuse, that's where a group of people together using a particular code, they write codes that can be reused over time internally within a team. That's a confined. It's like a closed source. What this guy is the iPhone they do. So they within iPhone, that's Apple. Every of the codes that they have inside, they are using it. It's closed source. That's their own. But then we can have external reuse. That is where you go shipping codes from other people, codes that people have written, and they are very much integratable into your own application. This in turn helps reduce the workload and makes it concentrate on what your application really needs. Talking about where you need to build applications and then you have special needs for your applications and some other things have already been done before. Instead of reproducing those things, you could just import those codes and use them and focus on the architecture of your own application. Okay, if we look at types of reusable codes inside of an Angular app, we can have components, we can have services, and we can have pipes. Now, if you take a look at my components box here, you would see that we have different boxes, layouts, we have this header component, we have this article component, we have different things that make up an application. And all of these things are components that are built together. So based on that, my other speaker will talk more about components integration. We can have components inside of a component. We have other components elsewhere. But services are a little bit different from components. Services are something that can live inside of a component, but components can't live inside of a service. We'll get to know what really services are. And then we have pipes. Pipes are like transformers. You give it something, it turns it around for you and gives you an output. That's what it is. Input, output. So that's what the pipe is. And you can see how it looks, just this tiny bit of illustration here. You're giving an input and you're expecting a certain output from a particular pipe. So a pipe can be reused. For instance, we want to turn all of our text into uppercase. We could produce some uppercase, some lowercase. But by the time we use a particular pipe, we send out this pipe, we apply the pipe on it, and then we expect a certain output. What's the output? If it's an uppercase pipe, then all of our text is definitely going to become uppercase. That's simply what a pipe does for us. It's a set of instructions that deals with certain things and ins and outs. Right, services. What are services? And when we talk about services, it's simple. An Angular service is designed to encapsulate business logic and data within different components of our Angular. Wow, that's a lot of English, isn't it? Let's take that away and then think about services in its basic form. It is basically a set of instruction that is defined for a certain purpose, like it's an action script for logic, for business things, whatever you need to do. It's just for actions, doing certain things. Inside of our components or applications, we definitely need to do certain types of things. And then when we want to do those things, these services are responsible for them. So what can services be like? We can have a service to log in and log out. Those are types of services. We can have services to fetch a list of products, and we can also have services to fetch a list of users. These are just a few, but many. We can have different types of services that deals with different other things, but to mention a few. So why do we need services inside of our application? Now, if you write all of your business logic inside of a component, you would encounter certain problems. And what are those problems that you're going to encounter? The very first one that you would encounter, I say, is that you will not be able to reuse that code. And what's the essence of this? We're trying to talk about code that can be reused. But having a look at your codes that you write them inside of one component. We have different components like I showed us, logic. So we have this component one, this component A here, right? And we have that product logic, like we talked about. We have that user logic. We have that auth logic. All of them are written inside of component A. Now, we're going to have an issue because we won't be able to reuse this code when we're dealing with component B. There's no way to communicate that. We then have to write all of those logic inside of component B. And if our application grows, we have another component C, and it can go on and on to component D or something else. Name it. We have to reproduce these applications or this logic inside of each component. Then it becomes a bad practice. It becomes a really bad thing for us to deal with in our code. So the best thing is to always try to make up reusable code. What is the solution? So your components will become hard to maintain if you do this particular thing as well. You will not be able to maintain your code. You have to do the same thing over and over inside of multiple places. But look at this now. It's exactly what we're talking about. But there's a big but. If you wrap your business logic inside of a reusable Angular service, something will happen. You would have a code like this. Each separate logic for each separate thing. You have a service for login, you have a service for products, you have a service for all of the users. And so what would this bring about in our code? It's not just going to make the code clean. Rather, we're going to have lots of different things. We're going to have a clean code. Look at my component A. It's a lot cleaner, and I can maintain this code without having lots of things inside of it. So we're going to have a cleaner code. By the time we're able to split up our code into components and services that we're dealing with. Not only that, we would also have the ability to reuse this component. So component A can use auth logic. Component A can make use of the product logic from wherever it's sitting, and all we need to do is inject it into that component. Same thing goes for component B. Whereas they are sitting somewhere else, we have just written this code once, and we're making use of it throughout our entire application without having to write the logic again. Now, we also have maintainable code in that instance. So if something is wrong with our product logic, we'll know that, oh, it lives inside of the product logic. We'll change it once. There's no need to change it elsewhere. This improves speed and maintainability. If it's the user or the auth, we're easily going to be able to locate those things. Am I still on?
Yes, Mr. Benjamin.
Yes.
Thank you. So what are the best practices if we are going to make use of any service entirely or even component, we say if and only if your component method has logic that goes beyond 10 lines. Just as simple as it can be, just make it sure it goes beyond 10 lines, that I'm doing something. My logic is going to do something, but it's going beyond 10 lines right now. What do? You should consider making a candidate wrapper for each of them. You wrap all of your logic inside an Angular service and you'll be able to reuse them. In this case, now, what else can you do? But make sure that you're able to mark these things. You decorate it with the injectable class. This is the decorator for decorating services inside of your Angular app. Now, this will ensure that you're able to inject other applications like services into your service without having issues, so you don't get an error at the wrong run. So, based on those things, I've come to the end of my presentation, and I hope that that was able to clear our doubts or share anything. I hope our first presenter is ready, or if questions are available, I'll be able to take questions.
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Possible Benjamin. We are excited. We are happy that you've impacted upon us this knowledge. We say a very big thank you. And at this point, if you have questions, please leave it in the chat box. Feel free to leave it there. Your questions will be addressed at the end of the event. Let's check upon our first speaker to make sure that he's here and ready to. We can see your screen, sir.
Yep.
Components. So basically, how I see components basically are like atoms and cells. So if we go back to our biology or physics classes, we understand what cells or atoms are. So they're like basic building blocks of bigger things. That's how I always advise people to see components. So if you have some sort of like a website, how you see that component should be the tiniest meaningful thing on that website. But we'll talk about a lot of that. So outline for today, we have other components, lifecycle hooks, options, rules of components, and components in conclusion. So as I was explaining earlier, sorry? Someone say something.
I mean, your voice it's actually, I think, shaking.
No.
Not at all, sir. But I can see the slide, but voice is just shaking.
Your phone. I think it's your phone speaker. Your laptop speaker.
My laptop speaker.
Can continue.
Okay.
Yeah, continue.
So basically, components are building blocks of every Angular application. So if you have from a whole website, I would like to just share an example of that. So I have something similar up here. Yeah, so I have this website here. So basically, we have the header, we have the main slider. If you look at this and assigned to build this, you have to think of each part of this website as a separate component. So, for example, this logo has to exist on its own because you can reuse it at any point. So, some of the rules about components, we'll probably be discussing that later on, is that every component has to be reusable. That's one of the major rules. That's how they are designed. So if your component is not reusable, then I don't think it should be a component. It should be broken down to reusable parts. So we have the menu items, the home about blog, we have the search bar, search button. So the button also should be a separate component because it can be reused at a different point. We have images and text and paragraphs. So basically, all these parts are separate miniature parts of a whole website. So that's why when I was explaining, I said every component should be thought of as atoms or cells because an atom would then form together to become something bigger, or a cell forms tissues and tissues forms organs. That's how we should always try to see components. So next, we have life cycle hooks in components. So in Angular, how we of life cycle hooks. Life cycle hooks are basically event handlers. If you're familiar with JavaScript or understand that there are certain events the user can perform, and you do something after that event has been performed. Think of that as similar in Angular, but there are some lifecycle hooks that we have for components in Angular to be able to perform different actions. So one of the major ones you'd always find is ng on init, because it's whenever I create a component, every component has to initialize or mount, whichever way you try to see. So for the first time the component renders, which means a certain part of the website renders, it can be the image, it can be the logo. So maybe you want something else to happen. Those components are always tied to data. So I have an example of a project that I have here that gives a proper understanding of components. Sorry, I'm trying to. Yes. So I have this website. It's just a mini Angular site. It has a few components, I think four major components, but you can always find the Angular documentation as well as that. So here, and in my code here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 major components. And my button component, I can always see that it has 4 files, but we're just going to focusing on the TypeScript file, which is. So if you notice here, we have ng on init. That's one of the lifecycle methods I was talking about. So this ng on init, if I want this component to do something different at initialization or mounting of that component, I can pass that method or that service to exist inside of this function. And that's basically what ng on init means. So we have other lifecycle methods or lifecycle hooks. We'll talk about that later on. Yeah, major options, or should I say properties of components that we have in Angular. We have selectors, template URLs, styles, input and output. So when we think of computers or we think of components, we always remember that they always have input and output. Components, as I said earlier, have to do a lot with data. So you pass data to components almost every time. You have very few components that don't exist without data. That's why we have options like input and output. So you can always mark some variables to be able to be an input variable. So which means you pass data to that particular input variable, then it displays a certain thing in the template. So we have selectors. Selectors are basically think of it as HTML tags. So you can always create custom tags for any component you are creating. I'll show us that in a minute. Then we have template URLs. Template URLs are the links to the HTML file. So a typical component is broken down to 2 major files. We have the CSS file, we have the TypeScript file, and we have the HTML file. So the HTML file is called the template file. It's whatever, everything you're going to see rendered in the view. The CSS file, as normal, it styles the HTML file. Then the TypeScript file basically handles every function that you need to do in the background. Yes. So that's for the template, and for the style URL, also the URL to the we have the output also. So back to my project that I have over here. I have a list of products that are being displayed. Sorry, let me show you that. So here we have a list of products. We have iPhone XL, we have iPhone Mini, we have iPhone Standard. All these are being fetched with. So in an advanced application, this will most fetch from an API, which we have to create a service to do that. But we have a TypeScript file here with all the products that we need. So let me just locate the file so we can just show that. This is here. As you can see here, we have the ID of this, and we have the phone, Excel, price, and description. And it's something that's something I see from Excel, the description, and also we're not seeing the price, and that there's a reason for that. And if we have two buttons for this specific product, we have one button for others. I'll explain why that exists like that. So back to structure of typical components. So earlier I mentioned we have selectors, and these selectors, this is what we have this product list. So the naming convention of every selector in an Angular application by default has a prefix of app. So it just tries to tell you that it's custom selector. So now this app, if we check where this is being displayed, and that's in our not in our component. I'll get back to that. Sorry. We have these selectors here. These selectors can be called at any point in our whole application because it's just a reference to the components we have created. The template URL, which is the HTML file that we had over here. So we can see the product name, we can see the description, and the buttons that will be displayed here. So this is another example of the selector. This product alert, it's a separate component. So we have this component here. This is it here. Product alert component. Sorry, that's the test file. So it's a product alert component. Please let me know if I'm going too fast. Okay, so back to our product list. So I said here we fetched our products from that TypeScript file. And we have to create a variable here that passes products to the view. Now we have our template here, which is what I was calling it. The template has a directive here. So when we see anything like ng4 or ng, they are called directives in Angular. And they are basically, think of them as if statement or for loops in JavaScript. They always convert back to the JavaScript version when they're trying to display. So we say let's products of products. So basically, I just try to look over the list of products we have and creating a variable product in each of them. So when we look over them, we have the product name, the product description, which is what we have in the other file. So see, we can pass the product name, we can get the product name, and we also even get the details if we want. I'm passing the product name here, and the description, we are passing the description here. So when we have this double curly braces, we can always try to get the JavaScript file inside of the double curly braces. And that's why we can always access the description of the product that we're passing to it. So what I was trying to explain now here is that this is basically this is an input, but you don't pass it. You're just getting this directly from the product list. An example of a proper input and output is what we have here. So this input that we have here, we're receiving a product into this product alert component. And in this product alert component, we have to decorate it with this input attributes to indicate that this is an input variable. So there we are always fetching data from whatever component calls it. So for example, if you go back to our templates here, we see we're calling the product alert and we're passing the product as part of the input it required. So if you come back here, we see that we iterate over whatever data is given to us. So this is another Angular directive. We have ng if. So ng if checks if there's a product. So this is truth. It's called truth in JavaScript. So we check if the product exists. That means the product is unknown. We also check the price of the product. So if the price is greater than 700, then we should display this button. So if you go back here, we'll see that we have a button notify me, and it's because in the typeface file, the price for this button, sorry, the price for this product is over 700. We can see how that works properly. So let's go over here and add a price of 1,000 to the last one. To build. So we have the notify me button showing for this other company because the price is above 700. It's not going to show this because this is 99, so it's above 700. That's exactly how directives in Angola also work. So let's go to the other part of components we have. So we have some guidelines or rules that we always have to follow in components in Angular. So one of those, the first one we always have to understand is single responsibilities. So every component has to do one thing and one thing alone. I believe Benjamin mentioned that when he was presenting. So every component should do only one thing. So when you have a component that does more than one thing, then you are complicating the component. So you actually extend or break it down. And also we have naming rules or guidelines in Angular where we are naming our components. I showed that earlier where we have prefix of app. You can actually choose to do us in a different way, but why this naming convention exists is because anyone can easily pick up the project and understand that this is a component or this is a service and how to go about it. Then for the last major guidelines we have in Angular, we have file structures and conventions. So let me explain what I mean by file structures and conventions. So every component in Angular has majorly 3 files. We have the CSS file, the HTML file, and the TypeScript file. The reason why we Angular is very opinionated about separating this file is because when you're working on large projects, you should always have separation of concepts. So if you have an issue, you should easily know what you are looking at it from. So you shouldn't have the same place where you have the HTML, you have the CSS. Complicate things for you going forward. So that's why we always have a separate file from the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But some people can also choose to have your templates or your HTML file inside of the TypeScript file. That's why we have templates URL. But in case where you have just templates, you can just write your HTML inside here if you want. But that's just majorly for that. And the last part of my slide is components and the future of components. So basically, components is a paradigm in JavaScript, and you have to probably think of how you want to build the components. So if you have a website that uses the logo multiple times, you don't have to build that logo at every point you need that logo. You should always ensure that it's a separate component that you choose at different parts of the website. And also, there are other paradigms or ways of using components. So we have something called micro frontend. A micro frontend basically means you have 2 different types of applications that can run concurrently. So 2 different frontends. I have a simple example of that. I have this. This is actually in React, but it actually explains what I want. So we have 2 different React projects here running side by side. It's app 1 and app 2. There are 2 different projects and they are running side by side. And they're not using anything like iframes. But that's how we should think of components going forward. Because the industry is actually shifting. In the sense that everyone is trying to think of building things at their smallest value, smallest unit that can be extendable to do other things. So this is called module federation. But I'll drop some links to actually check all this out later on. But module federation still takes the whole concept and paradigm of components to your point. So you can have 2 teams, a team working on Angular and a separate team working on React, and they both build the same application. And the user, the end user won't even know the difference about those 2 things. So I think that's majorly what I have for today. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, I would like to get them. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. On behalf of the audience, I want to say thank you, Mr. Kazi Kodiri, for giving us this much knowledge. We're grateful. So like I said, if you have questions, please ask. If you have questions, you can indicate and ask.
None for now.
Yes, Moses.
No, I said none for now.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the response.
Hello, good afternoon.
Okay. Go ahead. You can ask your question.
Okay, okay. What I would just want to ask is that how can someone start software development, and which program can someone start with? Can you hear me?
Yes, we heard you.
Can you hear me?
You're
Yes, you are
audible.
being you.
Alright.
All right. Can you hear me? Hello?
How
Are we still
can
on?
someone start software development, and then which program can someone actually start with, then make it uh, in question order? Can you hear me? I'm live.
I didn't get that.
Hello.
Hello, can you speak?
Yeah, I think we can hear you, but there's some network issues from your end.
Get the question. We didn't get the question. Did anyone get the question? So did you
Yes.
get
The
the
question was,
Yes,
yeah.
he's asking, how can someone...
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Talk, they can hear you.
All right.
Okay.
Relax, I can hear
How
you.
can someone start something? All right. Can you hear me now?
Sure.
All right. So what I said is that how can someone start software development, and which program can someone start with, so that someone can make it in sequential order?
Mr. Benjamin, did you hear his question?
Okay, I think I got a bit, but it wasn't really clear. It's that it seems like his network is really that bad.
Pardon?
Okay, I think there's a question in the chat box. How can someone start software development, and which program can someone start with? Okay, that's right. Well, every software development starts with learning. You have to find what works for you. There are lots of parts in software development. You could be developing web application, mobile application, you could be developing for website or for desktop. If we're doing data science or whatever, determining what you want to do as a software developer determines what you like or what you feel free to do. So if you're going for software development, you're definitely going to be learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. That's basically for the front end. Those are the things that you're learning. And that's as a front end person, you can move further with learning Angular as today. That's because as applications grow on the web, basically that's what we're here. As applications grow on the web, there is need to scale. There is need for fast movement and interactions. There is need for this flexibility of writing your DOM. So that's why we have Angular to help with all of the heavy duty work, and it makes development easier. So basically, if you wanted to go into web development, this is my recommendation. You learn HTML and CSS and JavaScript. Then you can pick up any of the framework I recommend. You could take in Angular, taking React, there are Vue, there are many other frameworks there. If you wanted to go for the backend, you could take up Node.js, you could take up .NET, you could take up Java, you could take up Python is there, Django, and all of those things. And PHP, one of the important ones. Can you still hear me?
Yes,
Yes, we are
we
hearing you.
All right, so these are the things that basically you'll be working with as a web developer or something else. But if you wanted to go for data science or something thereabout, you have options like R language, you have some options like Python, you have many other options that you can do. You can start by learning Excel as well, because you're needing a lot of tables to do your data analysis and so on. And that's basically it. More and more things, depends on what you want to do, maybe machine learning, artificial, there are lots of things to do, but you have to determine what you want to do exactly. I hope I was able to answer your question.
All right, thank you. Okay.
Was it
Thank
clear?
you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Idris, for your question, and thank you, Mr.
Thanks, sir.
Benjamin. Does anyone has a question? Okay, so while we wait for more questions, I do have questions for you, Mr. Benjamin and Mr. Kodiri. Okay, so my first question is, how do we nest components?
If that for Mr. Kazim, we can answer.
Yeah, I think I showed an example of that earlier. Basically, how we use components basically is using for loops, for directives in Angular. So you can always pass the data you want to the child component. So we have, for nesting, to understand, we have parent and child components. So it's the child components that are nesting inside the parent components. So you have to always pass the data down to the child component coming from the parent component. I believe that's the question, right?
Okay, thank you very much. I could hardly hear you. Did we hear? Could we hear?
Oh, like maybe I could just throw more
Yeah.
light on that. Like he was saying, he showed an example of it as he moved on. It some of the directive to reproduce other components inside of another component. So that's what you can call child components inside of another component, and that would be the parent component. So if you have a bigger component and you're placing in other components using the directive you showed us, the ng4, so those ones become the children components. I hope I was able to address it.
Yes, thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Adejumo, you have more questions.
Yeah, the question, I have another question. Hello, can you hear me?
No,
Yes.
We can hear you.
Hello?
We can
Yeah,
hear
the
you.
question is, I've been working on different, can you hear me? All right. I've been working on different programming language, but I'm a bit confused. So if I can get someone I can actually work with to learn from, so I can push me through, then maybe there are some projects that can be working for him. So maybe for free, not really for free or something. So I can actually come up and I'll be on the right track. So is any for free, so I can just learn, so I can learn fast. So I'll be learning it on my own space, but it's not that solid, and I'm have some difficulties.
Okay, Mr. Idris, what languages have you been working with lately?
Currently, I've been working on Python, then HTML and CSS.
Okay, Python, HTML, and CSS. Well, there are many projects that you can work with. First, there are ways that you can engage in projects, like if you go to GitHub, you'll be able to get involved, contribute to projects that are Angular, Python related, or HTML and CSS related. All you need to do is
I didn't get to.
I mean, you can go on GitHub. Did you get that? GitHub.
Can you write it on
You have a GitHub profile, isn't it?
Yes.
Exactly. So you can actually go on GitHub and do requests of any projects that you're working on to contribute. You can contribute on projects on GitHub. and those are totally free. Nobody's going to yell at you. With those of this, I can recommend the ZTM, that's Zero to Mastery. They have lots of projects you can engage in. Nobody's going to yell at you that you're making mistakes, because everybody that's there is actually there to learn. And you'll be corrected if there's an error, you just be told that's exactly what it is. So that's basically the first of many other ways that you can engage yourself in projects. Did you get that?
Hello?
Mr. Adejimo,
Yes, did you get what I said?
No.
Random person hear me?
I didn't get what you said.
I said, I'll recapitulate now. I said, basically, or the first of many ways that you can engage in projects is to contribute to GitHub projects. You can go on GitHub and you look for projects that people are working on and pull it just to engage in the project. And you request and then you push it back to the code. That's the way, one of the many ways that I know you can actually engage in projects. And I also know one other one is Bincom Labs. Bincom Labs gives you the opportunity to work with other developers from different areas on a particular project. So that one too can be passed to you as information on how to get on Bincom Labs. Did you get that now?
Okay.
So thank you so much, Mr. Benjamin, for answering the question. I hope we all had something to take home. I can confess that I feel inspired by all that you have discussed today, and we are immensely grateful. Thank you. So I would want us to have a brief rundown on our Bincom microservices. Let me share my screen while Mr. Tolutope would.
Okay. Yeah. Share the screen.
Okay. All right. Please give me a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll send it to you again.
Okay. You're sending it on Zoom here?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm coming. Have you seen it?
Okay. It's coming up. Please just give me a minute while I share my screen again. Yeah. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, but it's not loading.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bamshe Dolape, and I'm part of the PM Bincom Dev Center, a project manager at PM Bincom Dev Center. And I'm here to tell you more about our microservices that we have in Bincom here. Let's go to the next slide. Yeah, at Bincom, Bincom Dev Center is a multi-locational technological talent development and solution platform And we have our location at virtually near you, Yaba, Lagos State, Ibadan, Oyo State, Kano State, Kaduna State, Ijebu-Igbo, Ogun State, sorry about that, Warri Delta State. And we are planning on more location. You can visit our website at http://bincom.blog.net/campuses. Then at Bincom, we have our Bincom. At Bincom, we have Bincom Academy, we have our Bincom Tech Internship, we have Bincom Tech Apprenticeship, we have Bincom Community Event, and Bincom Projects, Light Spaces. Please, next slide. Please, next slide. Yeah, so also we have our Bincom Global Tech Program that we run, Immigrant Program, the Bincom Mentoring Platform, Labs by Bincom. Please, next slide. So let's drill down into some of our Bincom Dev Center services. Next slide. So at Bincom Academy is an intensive training program facilitated by Bincom Dev Center. Each technology or application development class is a typical 4 weeks of intensive training. During this period, we shall take the participant through our training curriculum for that knowledge track in a Montessori approach. And these are the classes that are available: Python, mobile app, PHP/MySQL, foundation classes, graphics design, project management, IT system engineer, digital marketing, basic computer literacy, web design, WordPress, advanced front-end development. Then full list of classes are available at bincom.net/academy. Notes, free classes are, classes fee is 50,000 Naira. Discounted fee are available from time to time. Please, next slide. So at our light spaces, we provide helpful workspaces intended to encourage collaboration and drive innovation in the startup ecosystem. We have spaces that is created and designed for various events like seminar, conferences, and get-together. And here is our pictures of our light spaces that we have. Some light spaces include event centers of 30 to 40 people, meeting rooms, guest room for overnight stay, co-working space, dedicated office space and desks, and our location virtually near you: Yaba, Lagos State, Ibadan, Oyo State, Kano State, Kaduna Central, Kaduna State, Ijebu-Igbo, Ogun State, Warri Delta. You can find the complete list of our locations at Bincom at blog.bincom.net/campuses. The next slide. Next slide, please. So now, for the Bincom community event and project, is geared at giving back to the community and building the tech ecosystem. They focus on informing and exposing the youth to the current technological trends and how to prepare for future technology. Bincom community events is divided into 5. We have the master class, where digital financial service master class, Bincom Startup School, technological enhanced learning stage, which is called the EdTech. Then we have our meetup, which is WordPress meetup. We have the PHP meetup, data science meetup, Python meetup, AWS meetup, Angular meetup, and Laravel meetup. Also, we have where we share ideas, which is our idea sharing, which is Bincom ICT Career Talk and Career Drill Downs. And we have Explore on the Move, which is our tech tour that we do. Then Challenge and Brainstorm, which is our hackathon that we take part in. Some of our other initiatives include Bincom Tech Network. Bincom Academy uses the Bincom Tech Network Slack for collaboration purpose. Interaction with facilitator and other participants of the Bincom Academy class will happen on this channel in Bincom Tech Network. Bincom Tech Network is a developer and tech resource community powered by Bincom. We believe this will grow into one of Africa's largest community of tech enthusiasts and experts. Bincom Tech Club creates an ecosystem that enables tech enthusiasts who has little or no knowledge on tech to learn and rub minds with tech experts, leveraging on the tech community to front end and possibility for individuals/club members to become tech experts themselves. Bincom community events and projects. Next slide, please. Meetups. We have the PHP meetups, Cloud Hosting meetup, formerly AWS meetup, Angular meetup, Digital Marketing meetup, Data Science meetup, Lavara/E meetup, DevOps meetup. Master classes, we have our Bincom Startup School, Social Lender Digital Financial Service meetup, Technological Enhanced Learning EdTech series, Ideas Sharing series, Bincom ICT Career Talk, Immigrant Open Day, part of the upcoming community events. Next slide, please. So also, we have our Bincom Global Tech Program. The Bincom Global Tech Program is a solution to launch the career globally. Learning skills, individual and customized learning paths, mentors and facilitators at every skill level, co-working space with internet access, gain experience, work on real-life projects as you grow, internship and tech apprenticeship, build your resume with clients at every level. And while you're gaining exposure, you gain international career packaging and placements, guided access to international tech ecosystem, work with global startup and corporates, Learn tech now and pay later. The Bincom Global Tech Program will cover 1 to 2 years, which could cost a 1.2 million naira fee, but can be paid later instrumentally through the income sharing agreement. That's the initiative we have brought to make it easier to attend our courses. And you can contact us to get started as this number on the banner showed. And next slide, please. So next slide. Don't play the video. Next slide. Yeah. So we also have the Immigrant Services that we provide. The Immigrant Service, pronounced as Immigrant, provide tech-enabled visa opportunity for people in tech, either the technical side or the business side of tech. It gives opportunity to live and work in UK, Canada, USA, and France. What can Immigrant Service cover? General inquiry, coaching and hand-holding, preliminary assignment of your qualification status for self-directed roadmaps to qualify for a tech-enabled visa, roadmap to a globally attractive tech provider. Example, global tech visa, review your UK global talent application, endorsement review process. Then next slide, please. So also, we have the Immigrant Tech-Enabled Visa Pathway. Then the Immigrant Services, what it offers? We have the free services and the premium service. Under the free services, you have information and inspiration, Immigrant Community, which is free, monthly open days, introductory videos, Immigrant Open Consultation, Tech Nation Visa Ambassador Office Hour, short inquiry. Why for the premium? You have the Immigrant Circle, personalized consultation session, standard package review and introduction, Immigrant Premium Service and custom services. Interested? Indicate interest at bincom.net/immigrate. And step 2, request for Immigrant Service at blog.bincom.net/immigrate pricing. Next slide. Immigrant Open Day, a special invitation to the next open. We are invited to the next open day. It's typically holds 2 Wednesdays in a month. Video recording of the past editions are also available. So yeah, we are inviting you to our next open day, which goes every Wednesday and Monday of Wednesdays and Fridays. So we are inviting you to our next open day that we are having. And if you want to watch other videos of the immigrants we have, everything's on our YouTube channel for you to see, or you should visit our website at www.bincom.net/immigrate. Next slide. Yeah, so join the next at our Labs by Bincom. You can join the next cohort of Labs by Bincom at www.bincom.net/lab. You can build up a startup from scratch with your team. And to do this, you can visit our website at www.bincom.net/labs to get started. Next slide. Then we provide this, we enable you to NYU Learn Tech. And this one is like our ambassadorial program where you earn while you are learning tech with us. You are able to earn up to 120K while you learn tech with us. And this is how it's good. The Bincom Dev Center Ambassadorship Campaign is a partnership with my circle, bringing the ability for people to earn from their network and positive social influence. You earn 10% from Bincom Dev Center for any of its services you refer. For example, you earn 10% of the payments made by prospective Bincom Global Tech Program participant referred by you, which is 120,000 naira. And you can get more about that at http://bit/mycircle Bincom Dev Center/referral. Next slide. And if you want to contact us, you can contact us via bincomdevcenter@bincom.net, or you should call the number that is here, +234 0701 195 4852, or you visit our website at www.bincomdevcenter.com. And the last slide. Then for feedbacks and questions, you can contact us at those numbers for more information. Thank you for listening, and we hope you have gained a lot from our event for today. And I return back to the host of the program.
Thank you very much, Tolutope, for that presentation. As we have all heard, these are the services that Bincom Dev Center offers. So if you are interested in any of them, feel free to contact us. I hope you got the number that was displayed on the screen earlier. Do get the number and contact us so that you can benefit from our services that we are offering. So the event has officially come to an end. We thank all of you for making out time to attend. We thank the speakers, Mr. Benjamin Ahunaya and Mr. Koduri, for making out time to attend and making out time to prepare for this event. We thank everybody in attendance, and we'll have an event sometime in the future, and we hope to see you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.